Welcome, collectors. You join me for yet another edition of the HO Files. This is episode 28, entitled Down on the Farm. This is one of my newer displays that I am constantly adding and changing and doing different things to. This is a very simplistic rendition of the layout because you're not going to get to see the different fields, the fields that are getting plowed or the fields that are getting harvested, because obviously, as you know, if you've been following the HO files, we're taking different bits and pieces of the overall layout or my envision of what it's going to be and placing them simply on the review area so you guys can get an idea of what's going on. That being said, all throughout this video, if you guys have a suggestion or maybe a way to improve it, please, by all means, leave a suggestion down in the comment section below. I do try to read every single comment or suggestion and get back to you guys in due time. All right, so before we can even take a look at the main building that's going on here in our little farm display, we have to take a look at the vehicles that surround it. So let's start off with the massive trucks that are on the main causeway or the main roadway out in front of the farm. First one that we're going to take a look at is a Tonkin Peterbilt 367 day cab with a Cargill food grade tank. So this is obviously our animal nutrition food grade tank, which obviously is bringing things from the farm to the mass market or to the Cargill distribution center. It's primarily a tank trailer, a food grade tank trailer. Here is the Peterbilt truck. If we can get a closer look on that, I'll try to center it and bring it in closer to frame for you. It's a nice little truck. Doesn't have the highest level of detail on it, obviously, because these are Tonkin 187 scale models, but it does just enough to get by, in my opinion. Of course, you could always add things if you'd like to on these trucks. But obviously, I think it passes, and if you go on the internet and you look up these Cargill trucks or the Cargill fleet, they do have trucks that look exactly like this. So obviously, it does pass in terms of a realistic display. All right. Next vehicle to show you guys. Another truck that you would often see on or near farms. This is the cab is a Promotex International ProStar, and it's hauling a Tonkin Replicas grain trailer. So this is obviously bringing grain from the farm into town. The cab is a nice blue cab. I think it looks pretty good. I like the shade of blue. It is another day cab, obviously, because it doesn't have a sleeper on it. The trailer is very simplistic. Eventually, I would like to, at some point, Lone Star Models, which I believe is a division of Zyklon Models, they make a very, very nice and detailed grain trailer kit that I would like to pick up one of these days. They're not too expensive, just the right opportunity hasn't really come my way to buy one, so I would like to purchase one, and I believe they actually even make one in the Cargill livery, so you can build a small Cargill fleet if you'd like to. So that's this truck. The final truck that we have is, you guessed it, a livestock truck. So this is bringing animals from the farm into, well, you know where they're going. So the trailer, once again, is a Promotex trailer, I believe, and the tractor, which actually is one of the tractors I've had since I was very young, is a Matchbox Premier Series Kenworth Aerodyne. Very nice, very, very nice tractor. I do love this truck, and really any excuse I get to show it on camera, I'm going to use it. It came in a 2-pack with a newer Kenworth T2000 or T200, I don't remember which one, but both of these are immaculate and very nicely presented trucks. All right, let's transition to the farming equipment that we have in the field. Now, obviously, if this was on a proper permanent layout where you can do permanent details, we have a tractor over here, which is planting in a different field. And then in this field, we have our harvesting setup. So let's start off with this tractor. So this is from a Woodland Scenics kit, if you will. It's based on an old John Deere tractor, as you can see, and it comes with these 4 different planters on this tow-behind trailer. So kind of cool in my opinion. I don't think it's of the highest quality or detail, but again, it is relatively affordable, and I do not have a lot of the purpose-built white metal attachments or other high-end farming attachments that you can get, because again, as I stated in the opening part of the video, This is a new display that I'm working on. It's not something that I've collected over the years, and it's not something I have a plethora of in my collection. So this was just kind of a placeholder. And it's not uncommon to see these old tractors still on small farms throughout the country. So that's our planter. This model I love. This is somewhat of a recent addition. This is a Case International Harvester 1660 from 1989. That's the real model, not when it was released. I don't recall who made this. I think this might be Athearn, but this is a fantastic model. Rear steering. Obviously, you saw that the chute extends. The harvesting head does rotate. It goes up and down. It actually comes in a nice display case, which you do have to remove the model. And it has one of those really annoying screws that you have to get a triangle screwdriver head to remove for, which, many of you guys have. I actually didn't. So it was a bit annoying trying to track one of those down. But once you get it out, it displays very nice. So this is one of the only combines that I have. I would like to get a different combine with a corn harvesting head, because this has more of a grain harvesting head on it, just to have both. But for now, again, for what I'm going for with a small farm, this serves the purpose just fine. And the last tractor I have over there in the display, this is a Matchbox Premier Series, again, from the late 90s. This is the Premier Edition, not the one that came in the dirt machine, so there's a little bit more detail on this, such as the lights. The Challenger logo is more accurately placed. There's rear lights as well. This is a Challenger 45 tractor. This is actually a very nice model and extremely close to 187 scale. I actually believe that they scaled this out to 185 scale underneath. But again, very close. And this trailer did come in the Dirt Machines series, and as you can see, it just hooks on to the hitch at the back. And it does have that little auger in the middle of the trailer. So it looks really good if you're using this, as I was, for a trailer to collect what was coming out of the combine. The last tractor that I have just parked over here off to the side, which you can't really see that well. This is a Ertl Deere 8300. This has been out for, I don't even know how many years, probably late 90s, I'm guessing. And this one I just have parked over to the side. So nice little tractor there. All right, to close out the vehicles rather, let's take a look at Old Faithful, Farmer's primary pickup truck here. Another Ertl model, believe it or not. Ertl did make a couple of 187 scale pickup trucks back in the day, including this one, the Ram 1500. Tailgate goes down, and the doors do open on this truck. So, very nice truck. And then we have a Mitsubishi. Let's see if we can just zoom in on this instead of bringing it up close to the camera. We have a Mitsubishi SUV with a, let's just do this instead, with a horse trailer. And this horse is from a Matchbox $1 toy from the late 90s. It was part of a Dodge stake bed. And then I just added the horse to the back because I think, for all intents and purposes, it scales out pretty well. Obviously, the horse is not detailed. But again, for a basic display, I think it serves it just fine. And the horse will fit completely in there. Just like that. And then I can close the back up completely, as so. There you go. Just like that. All right. Let's turn our attention to the building. So this is the Menards Red Barn set. The item number is 279-5016 if you want to purchase this from Menards.com. It features 5-yard lights and silo with one red LED light up here. It has a revolving rooster weather vane, which personally is my favorite part of this whole set here. I just think that's the coolest thing. Kind of funny, too. It features an HO scale farmer, which I'll point out in a minute. 4 cows, 2 round bales, bags of fertilizer, dolly with tools, and as every Menards building has in either O scale or HO scale, it has Jack the German Shepherd. So as you can see, you can plug the plug underneath the building, which it is now, or if you want to, you can unplug it from the bottom and plug it in to over here, which I'll do right now. So it gives you a couple different opportunities depending on where you want to display the model and display the building. Obviously, you can hide it underneath or just do it on the back. So here's the cows. I mentioned the rotating rooster up on top, the blinking light. There's lights on the side, both sides right here. What I'm going to do now that you've seen the working lights and features, I'm going to unplug this so we can bring it closer and take a look at all the individual details up close. So there's the farmer with his cow. I mentioned the different tools. There's a hoe, it looks like a little axe, and a dolly, as I mentioned. Here's some bags of, what else? Menards fertilizer. Jack the German Shepherd. These doors do not open, which would have been really, really cool, because if you wanted to remove the cow and the farmer, you could maybe have a tractor coming out of the barn. But again, that's not that big of a deal. Over here, again, 3 windows, your electrical box, 2 more cows. Right here, a tree, what I presume is probably a silo of some kind, and an access ladder. Your bales of hay, a cow, a tree, and then that brings us to the last side. If you want a closer look at the roof, that's what it looks like. Again, my favorite feature is the weather vane with the rooster. I think that's absolutely hilarious. But there you go. So that will conclude Episode 28. We're almost at 30 episodes of the HO Files. I would have never imagined in a million years this would have been as popular and you guys would have enjoyed this series really as much as I enjoy setting them up. Again, you guys let me know down in the comment section below suggestions for how I can make this scene when I finally do get everything set up on the railroad. How I can make it better, some little details and enhancements that I can do to it. Again, for those of you that are interested, this is a Menards building. You can purchase it at your local Menards, or you can go on menards.com/trains, place your order there. I do think it's good value for the money considering all the scenery and accent pieces you get, again, with an LED building. And these are a little bit more affordable than the Woodland Scenics weathered buildings, which are also pre-lit with LED lights, etc., etc. As always, I'm Tommy with Diecast Emporium. Thank you guys so much for watching. Until next time, take care, be safe, and I'll see you in the next review.